The Nile is a major north-flowing river in northeastern Africa. It flows into the Mediterranean Sea. The longest river in Africa, it has historically been considered the longest river in the world, though this has been contested by research suggesting that the Amazon River is slightly longer. The Yangtze, or officially Changjiang,
It rises
is in
at
China
Yari Hill
and the
in the
Tangela
Tangela
Mountains
Mountains,
and
the
flows
third longest in the world and the longest in the world to flow easterly direction
to the East China Sea.
It rises
The
at
Amazon
Jar.
River in South America is the largest river by discharge volume of water in the world, and the disputed longest river in the world in comparison to the Nile. The Mississippi River is the second longest river and chief river of the second largest drainage system on the North American continent, second only to the Hudson Bay drainage system. It flows generally south for 2,340 miles to the Mississippi River Delta in the Gulf of Mexico. The Yenisei, also romanised as Yenisei, or Genist, is in the Russia and the fifth longest river system in the world, and the largest to drain into the Arctic Ocean. Rising in Mungarajian Gol in Mongolia, it follows a northerly course before draining into the Yenisei Gulf in the Kara Sea. The Nile has two major tributaries, the White Nile, which begins at Jinja, Lake Victoria, and the Blue Nile. The White Nile is traditionally considered to be the headwaters stream. However, the Blue Nile is the source of most of the water of Nile downstream, containing 80% of the water and silt. The White Nile is longer and rises in the Great Lakes region. It begins from Uganda, Lake Victoria, Uganda, and South Sudan. The Blue Nile begins at Lake Tana in Ethiopia and flows into Sudan. The northern section of the river flows north almost entirely through the Sudanese desert to Egypt, where Cairo is located on its large delta, and the river flows into the Mediterranean Sea at Alexandria. The Amazon River has an average discharge of about 215,000 cubic meters per second, 7,600,000 cubic feet per second, 230,000 m3/s, 8,100,000 cubic feet per second, approximately 6,591 cubic kilometers, 1,581 cm, 7,570 cubic kilometers, 1,820 cm, per year, greater than the next 7 largest independent rivers combined. 2 of the top 10 rivers by discharge are tributaries of the Amazon River. The Amazon represents 20% of the global riverine discharge into oceans. The Amazon River has an average discharge of about 215,000 cubic meters per second. The Yangtze has played a major role in the history, culture, and economy of China. For thousands of years, the river has been used for water, irrigation, sanitation, transportation, industry, boundary marking, and war. The prosperous Yangtze Delta generates as much as 20% of China's GDP. The Three Gorges Dam on the Yangtze is the largest hydroelectric power station in the world. In mid-2014, the Chinese government announced it was building a multi-tier transport network, comprising railways, roads, and airports, to create a new economic belt alongside the river. The Yangtze flows through a wide array of ecosystems and is habitat to several endemic and threatened species, including the Chinese alligator, the narrow-ridged finless porpoise, and the Yangtze sturgeon. Native Americans have lived along the Mississippi River and its tributaries for thousands of years. Most were hunter-gatherers, but some, such as the mound builders, formed prolific agricultural and urban civilizations. The arrival of Europeans in the 16th century changed the native way of life as first explorers, then settlers, ventured into the basin in increasing numbers. The river served first as a barrier, forming borders for New Spain, New France, and the early United States, and then as a vital transportation artery and communications link. In the 19th century, during the height of the ideology of manifest destiny, the Mississippi and several western tributaries, most notably the Missouri, formed pathways for the western expansion of the United States. Yenisei River, also spelled Yenisei or Enisei, Evankayo-Anisi, Great River, River of Central Russia, one of the longest rivers in Asia. The world's 6th largest river in terms of discharge, the Yenisei runs from south to north across the great expanse of central Siberia. It traverses a vast region of strikingly varied landscapes where ancient peoples and customs, as well as an enormous economic infrastructure, are found. From the confluence, the Yenisei River runs for 2,167 miles, 3,487 kilometers, mainly along the border between eastern and western Siberia, before emptying into the icy Kara Sea. If the Great Yenisei is considered the source, then the river is 2,540 miles, 4,090 kilometers, long. The headwaters of the Selenge River, which rise in western Mongolia and flow through Lake Baikal, the world's deepest freshwater lake, into the Angara tributary of the Yenisei.